I pushed open the door and froze. The apartment was quiet, too quiet. No shoes by the door, no smell of dinner, just a stack of papers on the table. "Julia?" I called out. No answer. I dropped my bag and picked up the papers. Divorce. My eyes
Scanned the first line, but my brain refused to catch up. I flipped the pages looking for, I don't know, a joke? A lie? Something. The front door creaked open behind me. "Oh, you're home," she said like we were strangers meeting at a bus.
Stop. What is this? I held up the papers. You know exactly what it is. I stepped closer. You didn't even talk to me, you just... What's there to talk about, Daniel? She cut me off. You've been unemployed for 6 months. I can't keep doing this. Doing what? Being married? Being stuck, she snapped. You've changed. Because I got laid off? Because I'm not bringing in 6 figures anymore? You stopped trying. I've applied to over 100 jobs, Julia. Every day, every night. And what do we have to show for it? Late rent? Empty fridge? I'm tired. I stared at her. So your solution was to leave me? Yes. I couldn't breathe. And you picked now to tell me? She didn't answer. Instead, she walked past me, picked up a small suitcase near the hallway, and wheeled it toward the door. You already packed, I muttered. You knew I'd be gone. I waited till... You left this morning. I stepped in front of her. Wait, just wait. We can fix this. No, Daniel, I already moved on. I felt my jaw lock. What the hell does that mean? I'm with someone else. My stomach dropped. Who? She hesitated, just long enough to tell me everything I needed to know. You didn't. It's Ryan, she said quietly. My voice cracked. Ryan? Ryan Matthews? The same guy who fired me? He's successful, she said, and he sees my worth. He's my ex-boss. He humiliated me. And you let him, she shouted. You let the world walk all over you, and you just stood there hoping things would change. I was trying to keep us afloat. I don't want to survive anymore. Daniel? I want to live, I laughed bitterly. So you're leaving the man who gave you everything when he had it for the one who took it all away? She looked away. That's rich, Julia. I'm sorry, she said, but her voice was flat. No, you're not. You're just done pretending. She stepped around me. The keys are on the counter, and I took a few things. I turned. What? Do you mean a few things? She paused at the door. The TV, the dishes, the bedroom set. You cleaned me out. You can keep the couch, she said with a shrug. My mother's watch? I asked suddenly. She hesitated again. I pawned it. My heart shattered. You did what? I needed money to move. That was the only thing I had left of her silence. She opened the door. I hope you find what you're looking for, Daniel. Really, I do. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. My throat burned. The door closed behind her, and that was it. I sat on the floor, surrounded by nothing. No TV, no lights, no sound. I pressed my hands into my face and whispered, "What the hell just happened?" I checked my phone. Blocked emails. Nothing. I walked into the bedroom, empty. Not even a blanket on the bed frame. The closet was bare. No toothbrush in the bathroom. She didn't leave a single trace. I sank onto the cold floor. That watch, that stupid old scratched watch. I kept it in the drawer. Every morning I touched it before I left for interviews. It made me feel like I wasn't alone. Now it was gone too. My phone buzzed. Marcus. Heard from Julia yet? You okay? I didn't answer. What could I say? That I'd lost my job, my wife, and my dignity? I just stared at the cracked ceiling. This was it. This was my rock bottom. I stood up and walked to the mirror. My reflection looked hollow. Bags under my eyes. Stubble. Weak. Look at you, I whispered. You're nothing. I grabbed the divorce papers and threw them across the room. Then I laughed. It was the kind of laugh you hear before someone breaks. "You took everything, Julia," I said into the silence. "But I'm still here." My voice cracked. "I'm still here." And I wasn't done yet. "You still sleeping in this thing?" Marcus asked, leaning against my car window. I pulled my hoodie over my head. Didn't know I had a choice. "Damn, bro, it's been what, a week?" 10 days, I muttered. He opened the door before I could stop him. "Get out." "Why?" "Because you stink like canned soup and broken dreams. Come on, you're staying with me." "I'm fine." "You're not." I didn't move. He reached in and pulled my duffel bag from the back seat. "Either come with me or watch me toss your underwear on the sidewalk." "You wouldn't." "Try me." 15. Minutes later, we were in his basement. "Sorry it's a mess," he said, flicking the lights on. "Haven't had anyone crash here since college." This is more than I deserve. "Cut the crap," he snapped. "You're not some stray dog. You're my best friend." I sat on the old futon. I should have called. I just couldn't. He handed me a water bottle. "I get it. Pride sucks." "No, I suck." He looked at me. "Julia really left you for your ex-boss?" I nodded. "Ryan, the guy who told me I had no value." Man, that's cold. She didn't even leave a note. Just papers and an empty apartment. She took everything? Even my mom's watch. Damn. That night, I stared at the ceiling, eyes burning. I whispered to myself, how did I not see it coming? The late nights she stopped calling, the way she flinched when I talked about job interviews, the cold silences, all the clues. I ignored every one of them. I pulled out my phone, still blocked. Every platform, every number. Gone. I opened my email. Dozens of rejection notices. One from my old company. Application denied, no further contact permitted. They didn't just fire me, they blacklisted me. Next morning, I walked to Patel's gas station. Mr. Patel gave me a sad smile. "Coffee?" "I've got no money." "Then it's free." "You sure?" He handed me a paper cup. "You came in, here every day for 3 years. Always polite. Now you walk past like a ghost." I didn't want anyone to see me like this. Sometimes shame is heavier than poverty. I nodded. That's exactly how it feels. He placed a small bag of chips in my hand. "Come every morning, eat, no charge." "I can't, you will. Pride won't fill your stomach." Back at Marcus's place, I sank into the couch. He dropped a laptop in front of me. "Here, use it." "For what?" "Rebuild." I sighed. "No one's hiring me." "Then, build your own thing. You always talked about that logistics app idea." "That was just talk. Talk turns into plans. Plans turn into action. Action turns into revenge." I laughed bitterly. "That's your TED Talk?" "Pretty good, right?" I stared at the screen, blank, waiting. Later, over microwaved noodles, he asked, "What's the plan now?" "I don't know, but I'm tired of being erased." "You're not erased, Dan. You're just on the next page. Feels like I was torn out of the book." "Then write your own damn story." I looked at him. "You really think I can come back from this?" He didn't hesitate. "No, I think you'll come back stronger." That night, I didn't cry. Didn't scream, I just whispered, "You tried to erase me, Julia, you and Ryan both, but I'm still here, and that would have to be enough, for now." "Get dressed," Marcus said, tossing me a clean hoodie. "For what?" "You're going to work," I raised an eyebrow. "Where?" "Warehouse on 3rd. They're short-staffed. My cousin runs their payroll." "A warehouse?" I blinked. "Seriously?" He folded his arms. "You want to keep living in my basement?" I groaned. I was kind of getting used to the mold. "Get in the car, idiot." The building looked like it hadn't been cleaned since the 90s. Stacked pallets, cracked walls, faded logo. Marcus nudged me. "Don't screw this up." I walked in, found a clipboard at the front desk, and signed my name. A tall woman with a permanent frown marched over. "You the new guy?" she asked. "Yeah, Don't care. Follow me." I followed her through the aisles. "You'll be on loading duty," she said. "You lift, you move, you don't complain." "Got it. I'm Ms. Carter. I don't babysit. Screw around and you're out." "Understood." She stopped, in front of a forklift. "Can you drive one?" "No." She pointed to a stack of boxes. "Then start there." By lunch, I thought my spine was permanently bent. I leaned against a crate, wiping sweat from my eyes. "You knew?" a soft voice asked. I looked up. A girl with curly hair and a kind smile held out a water bottle. "Yeah," I said, taking it. "Day 1. Feels like year 5. She laughed. "It gets easier." "Doubt it." "I'm Ava," she said. "Daniel. You look like someone who used to wear a tie." "I did." "Let me guess, laid off?" "Fired. Divorced. Homeless. The trifecta." She winced. "Ouch," I shrugged. "Only way left is up, right? You'd be surprised how many people stay down." "I don't plan to." She smiled. "Good." That night, I collapsed onto the futon, arms shaking. Marcus threw me a bag of chips. "How was day 1? "I think I broke parts of my body I didn't know existed." "But you lived." "Barely." He pointed to the laptop. "You going to keep learning?" I sat up slowly. "Yeah, I started watching those logistics strategy videos." "Already?" "I don't want to be the guy lifting boxes forever." He grinned. "Now you're talking." Weeks passed. "Daniel, pick it up," Ms. Carter barked. "I'm trying," I shouted back. "Try faster." I hated her voice, but she kept me sharp. Ava would meet me on breaks, handing me her leftover snacks, cracking dumb jokes. "You ever thought of running a place like this?" she asked one afternoon. "Every day." "I think you could. No degree. No money." "So? You've got drive, and arms like steel now." I laughed. "That's from lifting your attitude every day." She smirked. "Flirt?" One night, Marcus walked in to find me typing furiously. "Don't you ever sleep?" he asked. "Sleeps. For rich people." "What is that?" "Just modeling supply chain routes." He raised an eyebrow. "Who even are you?" "Someone who refuses to stay at the bottom." He sat beside me. "You really think this'll lead somewhere?" "I don't think." "I know." Another month passed. Ms. Carter clapped me on the back. "You've got hustle." "Did you just compliment me?" "Don't get used to it." I grinned. Wasn't planning to. One night, I stared at the screen. My notepad had 3 goals. Save every cent, learn everything, come back stronger. I looked at my reflection in the dark window. "They broke me," I whispered, "but they didn't bury me." One day, I'll walk into a boardroom again, not as an employee, as the man signing the checks. "Dan," Marcus said, walking into my office, "you're not going to believe who just emailed us." "Another investor?" "No, you might want to sit for this." "I'm already sitting." He handed me his phone. I read the message twice. "Ryan's company?" I said slowly. "Yup. They're drowning. Want a meeting with our CEO?" I leaned back, stunned. "They don't know it's me?" "Guess not. They're just desperate." I grinned. "Let's give them a meeting they'll never forget." "You sure about this?" Marcus asked on the drive downtown. "I've never been more sure." "You don't have to do this to prove anything." I adjusted my cufflinks. "This isn't about proving, it's about finishing." The conference room was sterile, corporate, and way too familiar. A woman stepped in. "They're here." "Let them in," I said. The door opened. 2 people walked in and stopped dead in their tracks. Julia's lips parted. Ryan's face drained of color. "Daniel?" she whispered. "Mr. Cole," I corrected. "CEO of DC, Logistics." Ryan recovered first. We didn't realize." "I bet you didn't," I said. Julia blinked rapidly. You look different. Money does that. So does betrayal. Ryan cleared his throat. Look, we wouldn't be here if we weren't serious. Oh, I know. Bankruptcy makes people very humble. He shifted uncomfortably. We're willing to offer equity. I leaned forward. And what exactly do I get out of it? A partnership. A merger, he said. We have infrastructure, you have momentum. Julia finally spoke. You've built something incredible, we're impressed. I looked at her. That's rich coming from you. Daniel, I remember when you said I was dragging you down. Her eyes dropped. I didn't mean you did, and now you're here, in my boardroom, begging. Ryan interrupted. This is business, not personal. Everything is personal to the people you step on. Back in the car, Marcus laughed. Dude, her face. I almost felt bad. You didn't. I smiled. You're right. I didn't. 2 weeks later, we signed the preliminary deal. Marcus asked, You sure about this? I'm not helping them. I'm buying time. For what? For the real plan. Over dinner, Emily leaned toward me. You okay? I thought I'd feel angrier, I said. But I don't. It's like watching a movie. She nodded. Sometimes healing looks like control. Ryan and Julia don't realize they just handed me the knife. You're not going to destroy them, are you? I don't have to, I said. They're already crumbling. I'm just giving them a stage. Marcus raised a toast. To full circles. To karma, I added. At the next meeting, Ryan smiled too much. We're looking to transfer our fleet through your system. Why now? I asked. He hesitated. Because our own system collapsed. Sounds like a leadership issue. He winced. Julia jumped in. What matters is we're building something better together. You think this is together? I asked. This is survival. For you. Ryan said nothing. I closed the file in front of me. My terms stand. Full integration. I own the final vote. That's aggressive, Ryan muttered. Take it or leave it. They didn't even argue. In the elevator, Marcus said, You're ice cold, man. I learned from the best. He chuckled. Julia always underestimated you. She didn't just underestimate me. She erased me. And now, she's trying to write herself back into my story. He nodded. Too late for that. Later that night, I stood alone in my penthouse window. The city lights below felt like fireflies. My phone buzzed. New email, final document signed. You now control 51% voting rights. I stared at the screen. The man they fired now owned them, I whispered. To myself, you should have destroyed me when you had the chance. Table for 3, Julia said, giving the host a tight smile. I stepped in behind her. Always liked this place, I said. She turned. I remember. You used to bring me here. I also used to wash dishes here. A young waiter walked over. Mr. Cole? I looked up. Lucas? He grinned. Man, you still remember me? You're the kid who used to sneak fries off plates. He laughed. And you're the guy who stayed late to cover everyone's shift. They still talk. About you in the back, I smiled. Glad someone does. Lucas leaned in. Kinda crazy seeing you in a suit. Crazy how things change. We sat down, Julia across from me, Ryan at the head. Thanks for agreeing to dinner, Ryan said. We thought it'd be good to talk off the record. Sure, I said. Business tastes better with wine. Julia laughed nervously. I ordered your favorite. I don't have favorites anymore. Daniel? It's Mr. Cole. I corrected. She flinched. Ryan poured himself a drink. We're serious about rebuilding. We know you have the upper hand, but we want to earn your trust. You had it once. He cleared his throat. I've made mistakes, but I'm focused. Now, our survival depends on this merger. I leaned back. Then let's talk numbers. We ran through projections, shipping routes, fake optimism. Then Julia spoke softly. You've changed. I had to. I miss who you were. I laughed. You mean broke, humble, desperate? I mean kind. You never held grudges. Back then, I still believed in people. Daniel, stop pretending this is about missing me. She swallowed. I never meant to hurt you. Yes, you did. You just didn't expect me to heal. Lucas came by to refill my glass. Still drink water with lemon? You remember that? Of course. You always said it helped you think. Guess I still need help thinking. He leaned closer. I saw what you did, man. Turning your life around like that? Respect. Nodded. Thanks, Lucas. He walked away. Julia watched him leave. You were always good to people, even when they weren't good to me. She stared at her hands. I was scared. Ryan offered stability. Funny. I'm the stable one now. Ryan cut in. We want to expand through your channels. Quick rollout. Minimum disruption. I tapped my fingers. And if it backfires? It won't. I stared him down. You're betting everything on this. I know. I smiled. Then let's make it happen. Ryan raised his glass. To new beginnings. I clinked mine. To inevitable endings. Outside, the night was cool. Julia followed me to the curb. Daniel, wait. I stopped but didn't turn. Do you really hate me? I finally looked at her. No. Her eyes softened. I just don't feel anything for you anymore. She looked like she might cry. Was any of it real? For me, all of it. And now? Now it's a lesson. She stepped closer. Can't we just talk? This was the talk. Is she better than me? She asked suddenly. There's no her, just me. And that's enough. She shook her head. I never thought you'd outgrow me. That was your first mistake. I got in the car. Marcus was waiting in the driver's seat. How'd it go? They bought the pitch. You sure you're ready for what comes next? I've never been more ready. He started the engine. You played that like a pro. I looked back once. Julia stood frozen on the sidewalk. She thinks this is a comeback story, I said. But it's a setup. Marcus smirked. The best revenge? I smiled. Is the one they walk into smiling. Marcus stood beside me holding the final document. You ready to sign it? I looked at the paper. The logo on top used to haunt me. Sign it, he repeated. I took the pen, pressed hard, and signed my name. He grinned. You just bought the company that fired you. I exhaled. Feels lighter than I thought. You want to go see it? I nodded. Let's go take a walk down memory lane. We stepped into the lobby. The security guard blinked when he saw me. Mr. Cole? I smiled. Funny. Last time I was here, you escorted me out. He scratched his neck. Things changed fast, very fast. A few employees clapped quietly as we walked through. More joined in. Then it became loud, applause bouncing off glass walls. I didn't stop walking. We took the elevator to the top floor, Ryan's old office. Now mine. Sandra, the HR manager, waited nervously outside the door. She looked down. Mr. Cole, you remember me? I was just following orders back then. You laughed while I was escorted out. I didn't mean you did, but it's okay. She swallowed. Am I being fired? No. Her eyes widened. I'm not? You're being transferred. To where? The basement, shared office, no windows? She opened her mouth, then closed it again. I patted her shoulder. I believe in second chances. The office was exactly how I remembered it. Cold, gray, soulless. Marcus walked in. Want to change the paint? No, I want to leave it as it is. Let it remind everyone what happens when you underestimate someone. Speaking of, he said, handing me a new nameplate. For the door. I read it. Daniel Cole, owner. An executive chairman. Put it on, I said. He stuck it to the glass. I stared at it for a moment. I had a name now, and they had to look at it every day. Downstairs, I found Ava in the break room. She was stacking mugs. You're early, I said. She turned, startled. Daniel, sorry, Mr. Cole, I was just… Relax, you're not in trouble. She blinked. I'm not? I handed her an envelope. Open it. She read the letter. Her hands trembled. Chief Executive Officer? You earned it. She stared at me. Why me? You know this company better than anyone. You worked the floor, the back end. You care about people. That's what leadership is. But, no buts. This company needs a new face. A real one. Her eyes filled. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Yes, God, yes. Later that day, Ryan and Julia arrived. I waited for them in the boardroom. Julia entered first. This is real? I gestured to the chair. Have a seat. Ryan walked in after her, looking hollow. You planned all this? I didn't answer. He sat down. You bought us out. No, I bought the building, the brand, the legacy. You? You're just squatters in it. Julia looked at me. Why the basement? It's where I started rebuilding my life. She flinched. Ryan leaned forward. We can still contribute. To what? I asked. This isn't yours anymore. We built this place. No, you drained it. I'm the one rebuilding it now. As they stood to leave, Julia lingered. I really did love you, she whispered. I know. You still hate me? No. She looked hopeful. I just don't respect you. Her face dropped. I walked past her. Marcus met me at the door. You, okay? I'm good. Closure? No. Evolution. We walked out together. My name was on the building now, but more importantly, I was finally free. The front desk buzzed. Mr. Cole, there's someone here to see you. Who is it? She says her name is Julia. I froze. She's crying, sir. Send her to the conference room. I'll be down in 5. She stood by the window, arms wrapped around herself like a child. Daniel, she whispered. It's Mr. Cole now, I said, stepping inside. She looked at me with red-rimmed eyes. Please, don't do that. What are you doing here? Ryan left me. I stayed silent. He took everything. The house, the accounts, even the dog. I nodded slowly. Karma's quick these days. I didn't know where else to go. You had everywhere when you left me. She pulled something from her purse. I wanted to return this. It was my mother's watch, scratched, faded, but still ticking. I stared at it. Where was it? In my drawer, she said. I couldn't wear it. It felt wrong. I took it, turning it over in my hands. You remember when I gave it to you? I asked. Yes, she said softly. You said it was the only thing you had left that mattered, and you still took it. She wiped her cheeks. I'm sorry. I slipped the watch into my jacket pocket. Sorry doesn't rewind time. She moved closer. I applied here. HR said I didn't qualify. I know. I read your resume. I didn't expect you to see it. I see everything now, she swallowed hard. I just need a chance, any position. I'll earn it. You had everything once. A marriage, a home, a man who loved you. I made a mistake. No, I said. You made a choice. Tears streamed again. Please. I have nothing. Now you understand what I felt. Sitting alone in that apartment, sleeping in my car, watching everything fall apart. She shook her head. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. You thought he'd save you. He promised he would. And now he's gone. She looked down. I was wrong. I stepped back. Julia, I forgave you. She looked up, hope flickering in her eyes. But I don't trust you. The hope vanished. You used me. You broke me. And now, just because I'm standing, you want to lean on me again. I'm not asking for love, she whispered. I'm asking for mercy. This is your mercy, I said. I'm not pressing charges. I'm not making a scene. I'm just walking away. She grabbed my sleeve. Please just look at me. I pulled free. I see you clearly now, and I don't feel a thing. Her voice cracked. So, that's it? That's it. I opened the door. She stepped out slowly, head down. As she walked through the lobby, Ava passed her. She gave Julia a quick glance, then turned to me. Everything okay? Perfect, I said. Let's get back to work. Are you nervous? Ava asked, squeezing my hand. I looked out at the crowd. Strangely, no. You've told your story 100 times. Never on a stage. This big, she smiled. Then tell it the way only you can. The announcer's voice echoed through the speakers. Please welcome our keynote speaker, Daniel Cole. I stepped up to the podium, dozens of cameras, reporters, CEOs, former classmates, and in the back row, Julia. 5 years ago, I began, I had nothing. I lost my job, my marriage, and my dignity in a single week. Silence. Every eye on me. I slept in my car, showered at gas stations. I worked in a warehouse loading boxes for minimum wage. People leaned in, but I also studied every night. I learned business, logistics, leadership. I didn't wait to be rescued. I became my own lifeline. A few claps, then more. I paused, letting it settle. I don't share this for sympathy. I share it because I know what it's like to be discarded and to fight your way back. After the speech, Ava joined me on stage. You killed it, she whispered. I smiled. Was I shaking? Like a leaf. We laughed as the press closed in. Flashbulbs, questions, microphones. A reporter stepped forward. Mr. Cole, what drives your success? I looked at Ava, then back at the reporter. Pain, I said, and the choice not to stay broken. Later, I stood in the donation wing of the new shelter. A sign read, Cole Foundation for Second Chances. A young man approached. You really stayed in your car? Backseat, gas station parking lot. He looked down. I'm staying in mine right now. I handed him a card. Come back tomorrow. We'll get you a room. Why? Because someone should have done it for me. The room applauded as I spoke to the donors. This isn't just about me. It's about everyone who was left behind, betrayed, broken, forgotten. Ava stood beside me proud. And this shelter? I added. It's not a charity, it's proof. Proof of what? Someone asked. That failure doesn't get the final word. Outside, the sun was setting. Ava leaned on my shoulder. She was there, you know. I saw her. You okay? Yeah, I said. I didn't feel anger. What did you feel? Nothing. And then peace. I turned and looked up at the building behind us. My name was on it. But that wasn't the victory. The victory was the silence in my heart. No more noise, no more revenge, just peace. I wasn't who I was, and I never would be again. The condo was quiet. Not the lonely kind of quiet I once hated. This silence felt earned. I walked into the study, loosened my tie, and sat on the couch. My eyes drifted to the small shelf near the window. There it was. My mother's watch. Still, ticking, Ava's voice floated in from the kitchen. You want tea? Yeah, that chamomile one. With the honey you pretend not to like? I smiled. That one. She walked in, mug in each hand. You okay? I am, I said, taking a sip. Tired, but good. You were incredible today. That speech, the donations, even the way you handled the press. I nodded. It felt different this time. Different. How? Like I wasn't trying to prove anything anymore. She sat beside me, legs curled under her. Because you're not. I glanced at the watch. It's still working. After all that? Guess it's tougher than it looks. She followed my gaze. You ever think about everything that's happened? All the time. And Survived. She leaned into me. Want to talk about it? I exhaled. That day I found the divorce papers, I felt like the world just vanished. Like I didn't exist anymore. I know. I kept thinking, how could someone who claimed to love me hurt me like that? Ava placed her hand over mine. She didn't love you. Not really. I know that now. Back then, I kept hoping it was a mistake. And now? Now I'm glad she left. Ava raised an eyebrow. Really? Yeah. If she hadn't, I never would have hit bottom. Never would have rebuilt. You did more than rebuild. I smiled. I became the version of me I didn't even know I was capable of. She brushed her fingers across my wrist. That watch, it's been through everything. So have I. Do you ever miss the old life? I paused. Sometimes I miss who I was before the pain, but I don't miss being small. She nodded slowly. You're not small anymore. I don't mean power or money, I mean I used to shrink to make other people comfortable. And now? Now I stand tall, even when I'm quiet. Ava stood and walked to the shelf. She picked up the watch, turning it in her hand. It scratched. I noticed. But it still ticks, like me, I said. Scratched but running. She looked at me. You think you've healed? I think I'm still healing, but I don't hurt the same way anymore. That's growth. No, I said. That's peace. She sat back down, holding the watch. You could get it restored. Don't want to. Every scratch means something. She smiled. Battle scars. Reminders of where I was, who I loved, what I lost, and what I gained. She put the watch back. I'm proud of you, you know. I'm proud of me too, I whispered. We sat in silence for a while. Then I asked, do you remember when I told you I didn't trust anyone? Yeah. You were patient. I saw you, even when you couldn't see yourself. That saved me. She rested her head on my shoulder. You saved you. I just stood close. The lights of the city flickered outside the window. I glanced at the shelf one more time. The ticking was faint, but steady. I whispered, I don't need revenge anymore. Ava didn't respond, just squeezed my hand. I don't care where Julia is, or what Ryan's doing. You've let go. I had to. Carrying all that? It was too heavy. And now? Now I've made space for better things. She smiled. Like love? I looked at her. Yeah, like love. The clock on the wall chimed 10. I stood and stretched. Let's go to bed. She reached for my hand. Leave the watch here? Yeah, I said. Let it keep ticking. We walked toward the bedroom, her arm around my waist, mine around her shoulder. Didn't look back. I didn't have to. The past would always be there, but so would the future. And tonight? Tonight I had peace.